This is my first video in Messiah New Testament. I did a series in the Old Testament. Recommend you go there first. Today we're looking at Matthew 2, 1-8, Born King. I'm using New King James Version. Matthew 2. Now after Jesus was born in Bethlehem of Judea in the days of Herod the king, behold, wise men came from the east. From the east came to Jerusalem, saying, Where is he who has been born King of the Jews? Born King of the Jews indicates the Messiah was born king. King is either descended from a kingly line or is handpicked by God. Any king of the Jews would be seen as a threat to Herod. Wise men may have been from Persia, which is capable of invading at the time, even though it's a declining empire. This visit happened around 3 BC, about 1 year after Messiah's birth in 4 BC, as we see later, also from the Daniel prophecy. This is possibly where these guys had gotten this, and then they saw the star in the east. For we have seen his star in the east and have come to worship him. Worship is only for God. Herod's priests and counselors did nothing to dissuade them that Messiah was God the Son. This would have been a perfect time to educate them if he were not. Wise men saw the star sign in their own country. They somehow knew this as a sign of the King of the Jews' birth. Matthew 2:3, when Herod the king heard this, he was troubled, and all Jerusalem with him. This is Herod the Great, who ruled between BC and AD, succeeded by his son Herod Archelaus, 23 BC. Another son, Herod Antipas, which is a famous one of Jesus' time. The east may have been Persia. They could have thought it was a threat from Persia. Jerusalem may also have not kept itself informed of when the Messiah would appear, so this would have been kind of a surprise. 2:4, when he had gathered all the chief priests and scribes of the people together, he inquired of them where Christ was to be born. So somehow when they heard King of the Jews, they thought, okay, this is the Messiah. He was born King of the Jews. They understood the prophecies. He's asking for the sake of the wise men to inform them. He also wants to find the child because he's a threat to his kingship. Generally, kingship followed genealogical lines. In this case, not so closely. Matthew 2. So they said to him in Bethlehem of Judea, for thus it is written by the prophet, But you, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the rulers of Judah. For out of you shall come a ruler who will shepherd my people Israel. So they knew this prophecy was of the Messiah. Bethlehem is a very small town, basically was known for sheep and bread, even though King David's royal line came from here. It ended with the Babylonian captivity, Hezekiah being the last. Of course, the Old Testament scriptures talk about the Messiah would come to rule the earth. Scriptures, Micah 5:2, a Judean who prophesied. Matthew 2:7. Then Herod, when he had secretly called the wise men, determined from them what time the star appeared. And he sent them to Bethlehem and said, Go and search carefully for the young child. And when you have found him, bring him back to me, that I may come and worship him also. So he wants to know where his Messiah is so he can kill him. I should have a separate video on that. Regardless of who you think Messiah was, he was born in Bethlehem around 4 BC from Daniel's prophecy. When they heard the king, they departed. Behold, the star which they had seen in the east went before them till it came and stood over where the young child was. When they saw the star, they rejoiced with exceeding joy. When they had come into the house, they saw the young child with Mary's mother, fell down and worshipped him. When they had opened their treasures, they presented gifts to him, gold, frankincense, and myrrh. Whether it's a real angel or light, not important. It was leading them, was the important thing. Joseph and Mary were previously informed by prophecies. Worship is only for God. Frankincense was for priests. Myrrh was an expensive burial compound. Of course, gold was just for royalty. Conclusions. He was born King of the Jews. Messiah was king from birth. As long as he is alive, he remains king. Gift of frankincense for priests. Wise men said, We have come to worship him. Indicates Messiah is God the Son. Both Herod and specifically chief priests who he called would have known. Somehow they knew they were talking about Messiah. To summarize, Messiah is God, King, Priest at the same time. This matches the Old Testament passages. Agree or disagree, please. Press like, dislike, subscribe, press comments, whatever you feel.